Right now, hundreds of thousands of people around the world who won the DV-2026 green card lottery are asking the same terrifying question. Is it over? Did I just lose everything? The program I waited years to enter, the lottery I actually won, is it canceled? And the answer to that question is more complicated than a yes or a no. Because what is happening to the diversity visa program right now is something that has genuinely never happened before in the history of this program. And if you are a DV-2026 selectee, or if you know someone who is, the next 12 minutes may be the most important 12 minutes you spend on immigration news in all of 2026. Because I am going to tell you exactly what happened, exactly where your case stands right now, and exactly what you need to do. Not someday, not when things calm down. Today. Welcome to Immigration Path USA. This is the channel that cuts through the rumors, the panic, and the misinformation that floods the internet every time Washington makes a move on immigration. Before we go further, here is my important disclaimer. I am not an attorney. Nothing in this video is legal advice. This content is for educational and informational purposes only. Every immigration case is unique, and you should always work with a licensed immigration attorney or accredited representative for guidance on your specific situation. Now, let's talk about what is actually happening with the DV-2026 program, because there is a lot of confusion out there, and you deserve a clear, factual account. Let me start by giving you the timeline of events, because understanding how we got here is critical to understanding where things stand right now. The DV-2026 registration period ran from October 2, 2024 through November 7, 2024. More than 20 million qualified entries were submitted during that 37-day window. From that pool, approximately 129,516 prospective applicants, meaning selectees and their eligible family members, were registered and notified of their selection through the State Department's Entrant Status Check portal beginning on May 3, 2025. Those results became available starting May 3, 2025, and the portal remains open through September 30, 2026. Which is the absolute end of the U.S. government's fiscal year 2026. That September 30th date is not a guideline. It is not a target. It is a hard statutory deadline. Every DV-2026 selectee who does not have an approved visa or an approved adjustment of status before that date permanently loses their eligibility. No exceptions, no extensions, no appeals. The program was moving. Selectees were checking their status, submitting DS-260 forms, scheduling consular interviews, filing I-485 adjustment of status applications inside the United States. And then December 2025 arrived, and everything changed. On December 18, 2025, a tragic mass shooting occurred at Brown University and at MIT in New England. Law enforcement identified the suspect as a Portuguese national who had entered the United States through the diversity visa program in 2017. The following day, December 19th, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem ordered USCIS to suspend the DV lottery program, citing national security concerns. The State Department simultaneously announced an indefinite pause on the issuance of all diversity immigrant visas at every U.S. embassy and consulate worldwide. Within days, USCIS issued a formal policy memorandum directing officers to place an immediate hold on all pending Form I-485 applications filed by DV selectees, along with every related ancillary application including work authorization and advance parole travel documents. And on January 19, 2026, USCIS formalized the hold on DV adjustment approvals across the entire country. Here is the precise state of the program as of today, February 26, 2026, and I want to be very clear about what is happening and what is not happening, so that no one watching this is operating on bad information. What is suspended? No diversity immigrant visas are being issued at any U.S. embassy or consulate anywhere in the world. USCIS has placed a hold on all pending DV-based I-485 adjustment of status applications. All related applications, including employment authorization documents, advance parole, are also on hold. The DV-2027 registration period, which normally would have opened in October 2025, has been delayed indefinitely. No new start date has been announced. What is not suspended? Scheduled diversity visa interviews at U.S. embassies and consulates are generally not being canceled. You can attend your interview. You can still submit a DS-260 application. The entrant status check portal is still accessible. DV-2026 selectees inside the United States can still file for adjustment of status. And critically, no previously issued green cards through the DV program have been revoked. If you went through the DV program in a prior year and already have your green card, your permanent resident status is unaffected. But here is the catch that most people are completely missing, and I need you to understand this clearly. The suspension is described by the State Department and DHS as temporary and open-ended. There is no fixed end date. There is no published roadmap for when processing will resume. And here is the part that should be etched in every DV 2026 selectee's mind. The September 30th, 2026 deadline does not move. It does not care about the suspension. It does not extend for government reviews or administrative pauses. If the security review drags on long enough, if issuances remain frozen deep into the summer of 2026, thousands of DV 2026 selectees could find themselves running out of time with a case the government simply never processed, not denied, not approved, just expired. Let me tell you about Amara. She entered the DV 2026 lottery from Senegal, filled out her entry correctly during the registration window, and received the news in May 2025 that she had been selected. Her case number was in the middle range, not the lowest numbers that move first, but well within what should have been a processable range before the fiscal year deadline. She gathered her documents. She submitted her DS-260. She was waiting for a consular interview appointment at the U.S. Embassy in Dakar. And then in December 2025, the suspension came. Her interview was not canceled, but when she reached out to understand what would happen at the interview, she was told clearly, no visas will be issued during the pause. She attended the interview anyway, at the advice of her attorney, to keep her case as far forward in the queue as possible for the moment the pause lifts. She sits in limbo today, her September 30th deadline ticking forward, with no announced timeline for when that pause will end. Her case is not canceled. It is not denied. But it is also not moving. And the clock has never stopped running. Amara's situation is the reality for tens of thousands of DV 2026 selectees right now. And the most important thing I can tell you if you are in her position is this. Do not go quiet. Do not assume that sitting still is the same as waiting safely. Every step you can take within the system, you need to take now, and I will give you that action plan in just a moment. But first, I need to address the scam epidemic that always follows a moment of confusion and fear in the immigration community. And right now, with the DV program suspended and hundreds of thousands of people desperate for answers and updates, the scammers are absolutely working overtime. Here is what you must know, and I want you to share this with everyone you know who has any connection to the DV program. The U.S. Department of State does not email you to tell you that you won the lottery. It never has. It never will. The only way to know if you are selected is to go directly to the official State Department entrant status check portal yourself, using your own confirmation number, your last name, and your year of birth. If you receive an email, a text message, a WhatsApp message, or a phone call from anyone claiming that you were selected in the DV lottery, or claiming that they can help you secure your selection, or asking you to pay a fee to claim your results, that is a scam. Full stop. The government does not notify winners by any of these methods, and in the current environment where confusion and fear are at peak levels, these fraudsters are pretending to be attorneys, pretending to be government agents, pretending to be consultants with special access. They are not. They want your money and your personal information. Do not engage. Report it. And go directly to dvprogram.state.gov with your confirmation number if you want to check your actual status. This is where it gets critical for every DV 2026 selectee, and I am going to give you a concrete 3-step action plan that reflects exactly what immigration attorneys are advising right now. Step 1. Verify your exact status and confirm your case number range immediately. Go to dvprogram.state.gov and log in with your confirmation number to confirm your current selection status. Your case number matters enormously in the DV context because cases are processed in numerical order. Lower case numbers move first. The State Department publishes monthly cutoff numbers in the Visa Bulletin that show which case numbers are currently eligible to move forward. If your case number is low, meaning it is a smaller number within your region's allocation, you are higher priority and your window for processing is tighter. If your case number is higher, you are further back in line, and while the suspension is equally painful, the practical reality is that very high case numbers were unlikely to be reached before the fiscal year deadline regardless. Know your number. Know where it falls relative to the monthly cutoff. And if you have lost your confirmation number, use the Forgot Confirmation Number recovery tool on the EDV portal immediately. You cannot afford to be without it. Step 2. Submit your DS-260 now if you have not already done so, and attend any scheduled interview even during the suspension. This is the advice that immigration attorneys are consistently giving DV-2026 selectees right now, and it matters for a specific reason. The DS-260, the immigrant visa application, must be fully submitted before the State Department can schedule an interview and before a visa can ever be issued. If the suspension lifts and you have not submitted your DS-260, you are behind everyone who has already submitted theirs. The government is not scheduling interviews during the pause, but when the pause lifts, processing will almost certainly resume in order of who has completed their paperwork. If you are scheduled for a consular interview that was booked before the suspension, attend it. Your interviewing officer may not be able to issue the visa, but a completed interview puts you in a stronger position the moment the hold is lifted. A case that has been through the interview is closer to the finish line than one that has not. Do not skip your appointment. Step 3. If you are inside the United States and you are a DV-2026 selectee with a current case number, talk to an immigration attorney about your I-485 filing strategy immediately. DV selectees who are lawfully present inside the United States have the option to adjust status by filing Form I-485 with USCIS rather than going through a U.S. embassy abroad. USCIS has placed a hold on pending DV-based I-485 adjudications, meaning the decisions are paused, but the hold does not prevent new filings. Filing your I-485 now, if your case number is current on the visa bulletin and you are otherwise eligible, establishes your place in line. It is an active case on the record, and an active pending I-485 may also give you access to work authorization while you wait. Consult an attorney about whether this path is right for your specific situation, your current immigration status, and your case number timeline. Now let me address the question everyone is really asking. Is the DV program permanently canceled? I am going to give you the straight answer. As of today, February 26, 2026, the program is not canceled. Full cancellation of the diversity visa program would require an act of Congress. The Immigration Act of 1990 created this program as part of U.S. law. No presidential proclamation, no DHS directive, and no State Department guidance issued to date has ended the program. What has happened is an indefinite administrative pause, open-ended with no published timeline for resumption, triggered by a specific security review. The program is suspended, not terminated. But here is the honest reality. Indefinite does not mean temporary. There is no guarantee that this pause lifts before September 30th, 2026. There is no announced security review completion date. And there are voices in Washington who have long sought to eliminate the diversity visa program entirely through legislation. The current moment, where a security incident involving a past DV recipient has given the administration political cover for the pause, is exactly the kind of environment in which permanent legislative action becomes more likely, not less. There is also an additional layer that compounds the situation for selectees from specific countries. Presidential Proclamation 10998, which took effect January 1, 2026, fully suspended visa issuance, not just diversity visas, but all immigrant visas, for nationals of 19 countries including Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Haiti, Iran, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, and others. And it partially suspended immigrant visa issuance for nationals of an additional 19 countries including Nigeria, Senegal, Togo, Tanzania, and more. For DV-2026 selectees from any of these countries, the situation is a double suspension, both the DV-specific pause and the broader immigrant visa restriction. If you are from one of these countries, this is not a situation where waiting and hoping is a viable strategy. You need an immigration attorney advising you on your specific circumstances as quickly as possible. What should you be watching for in the weeks ahead? Watch the official State Department news page at travel.state.gov for any announcement that the DV visa issuance pause has been lifted. Watch the monthly visa bulletin for any changes in DV cutoff numbers. If the State Department stops advancing DV numbers in the visa bulletin, that is a strong signal that the freeze is being extended. Watch for any congressional action on the diversity visa program, because the legislative debate that has been brewing for years is likely to accelerate in this environment. And if you have filed an I-485 and the employment authorization connected to it has expired or is about to expire during the hold, talk to your attorney about your options. Because USCIS has indicated that affected individuals may need to take specific steps to protect their work authorization status while the review is underway. The September 30th, 2026 deadline is not going to wait. The government's security review may or may not conclude in time. The best thing you can do right now, the only thing you can control, is to have your case as complete, as documented, and as far forward in the process as possible, so that the moment this hold lifts, your case is at the front of the line. Do not wait. Do not assume it will sort itself out. Take the steps available to you today. If you want accurate, fast, and reliable immigration updates, subscribe to Immigration Path USA right now and turn on notifications. Immigration policy is changing rapidly, and staying informed is no longer optional. It's essential.